Hello and welcome to the 113th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to try this one last time. I've been having ongoing issues with my phone today alone, where the video is canceling itself. It's stopping. I've restarted my phone. I've looked up the reason and I can't figure out what it is, and then it will tell me my storage is full. So I cleared up my storage and I'm hoping for the best. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to go back to my iPad, but I'm not going to do it today. I don't think I can take any more of it. So today I have 8 finished object. I have a work in progress, and then afterwards, plans. That's the best that I can say for it. So let's start with my finished object. So I finished last night my olive leaf pullover by Ravelry. So I bound off almost all of my I bound off all of my stitches. I've sewn in all of my ends except for 2, which I didn't realize until I was trying the sweater on today that I forgot to do. So I will take care of those later, but I'm not stressing myself out over it now. So here it is. The sleeve is done. That's all that was left. Last time that you had seen, it was, oh sorry, because of how long I've been doing this, my leg has fallen asleep. Bear with me. Sorry. Waiting for the blood to flow back. Okay, so last time you had seen it, I was here. And so I just finished off the sleeve, bound it off. It's nice and stretchy. I love the detailing on the sleeve. Let's just untwist and show from this way down. Will you show it properly? So yeah, the detailing goes all the way down the sleeve, and it's the same kind of detailing that goes it's the same kind of detailing that you can see on here going down on the front and the back of the sweater. At the bottom half, I did a split hem for this one, basically due to ease of following on the pattern, so that's what I did. For the yarn that I used Riverside Studio in their Super Sock base and the colorway Salt and Pepper. So I will put in some pictures of me actually trying it on, trying to be a model. I ain't that. But I do think it will look nice with a pair of skinny jeans or something like that. So, and I would have worn it for today's episode, but it's too hot. I don't have enough AC or fan going on in this room to make it comfortable to sit down here and wear it for that long. And it has the, I call the retail store fold aesthetic, because that was what, surprisingly, that was the reason why I really wanted to get into sweaters. I love the way that they look piled. I think it looks great, but because I had knit sweaters, I wouldn't have that. So I decided I'm taking care of that problem. So here's another one. Eventually I'll have enough of a pile, and I'll probably, use one of my cubicle things there and put them all there. Hold on. And you can even fit onto here. Ooh. Looking forward to being able to do that for a pile. How many sweaters do I have though? I have this one. I have the Love Note and 2 more in my closet that I finished. So that's 4 that I can actually 4 that I can actually wear. It's pretty good. Let's put that over there. So let's get on with my work in progress. Just one that I actually worked on this week. This one is from, yeah, it's on there. The yarn is from Area 51 Fibers on their Sturdy Alien base, and the colorway is called Christmas at the Movies. Not Christmas with the Gilmores like I thought, but because I wanted a sneak peek of what order the yarn was going in, the striping was going in, I decided to go look it up online, look for other people who did it, and then I realized I was using the wrong one. I listed the wrong one. I don't remember if I had found it in time to make the adjustment for last week's episode, but this is Christmas at the Movies. So here it is. Sock number 1 is complete. Last time you had seen, I was just maybe just a little bit past halfway of the cuff. I basically yeah, I just worked my way down. Did a good chunk of it on my trip with my mom, and I finished the sock. And I started the second one. I'm not quite at the heel yet, but I am getting close. Okay, so if I say I'm basically here on the second sock. Yeah. So my only issue with this yarn, it's not Area 51's yarn. It's my yarn that I have the issue with. It looks great up here. It's just, it looks great up here. I love the contrast between this green to the very, very bright red. But then over here, when it comes to getting to the heel, it goes from this mustard yellow, which is a really nice shade of yellow, and it goes into this. It's not too bad. It's okay. But I do love the way that it stripes on the heel. I did a shadow wrap heel for this. Kind of makes me wonder what a bullseye would look like for this yarn if it does it like that. And then I continue down the foot, and then the problem is transitioning from this tan color to this green. I don't like it. I really don't. I couldn't go any further with it because it would mess up. It would be the sock would have been too long if I hadn't. So I'm just gonna have to make do with it and kind of like it. I usually don't have these issues, but because of how long the repeat is, because I just started starting the repeat again here. So there was no way for me to, in a sense, predict where it was gonna go. So meh, it'll do. It'll have to do. So yeah, first sock done, working on second. The other pattern that I was supposed to be working on was the double helix socks. I have pulled that thing out and cast it on multiple times in the past week, to the point that I don't want to do it anymore. I can't guarantee I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to do it anytime soon. I worked on it really hard, and I could not get past the first few rows for it. The written restrictions, the diagram for it was of no help to me. The video was pretty good. I just kept not getting it right. So I'm going to leave it and maybe start it again another time. I don't know. We'll have to see. So that's everything for the works in progress that I actually did do. Everything else is pretty much prep work for future projects type of thing. So we will start with the next knit along that is starting is the Summer Sock Week. That's being hosted by Nitty Natty of Love and Stitches, of the Love and Stitches podcast. So we discussed, we came to a conclusion last week that this was definitely going to use, this was never in debate. This is a lovely skein of yarn. It will be turned into socks. This is Riverside Studio in the Super Sock base and the colorway Barrel. And it was determined we are going to use the orange with it for this knit along. With the amount of yarn I usually have left over, ooh, that's not supposed to be there. For the yarn that's usually left, I usually have enough yarn from what is left over in order to be able to do a second skein of socks. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing it for the summer, or if I'm just going to wait and do it at a later time and later on do this instead. I've got options. Joy's small feet. This could do like 2 pairs of socks easily. So we'll still decide what we're going to do next. For the next pair of future planned socks, we have, since I finished my sweater, my olive leaf sweater, I now have the leftovers of the 4th ball to be able to use with this skein of Area 51 fibers. In the Sturdy Alien base, the colorway is called My Favorite Rainbow. So I can get to make the Vroni socks. It's going to be an adaptation because the stitch count that is available during the pattern is not what I would need. So I'm going to adjust it to a stitch count that I can use. It shouldn't be too hard. So that's this. And my next thing for planning, quite some time ago, I had made plans for a, actually before I even got the olive leaf sweater pullover, sorry, I had decided that I wanted to get a sweater's quantity of yarn, and I ended up getting 5 skeins of Mondim, Retrosaria Mondim. Big surprise. So there we go. The colorway for this one is 117. I got this last year as well. So I know exactly which pattern I had planned to do with it. And because I did not want to forget why I had gotten all of the yarn in the same color, I made sure I printed out the pattern to go along with it. Right here. So the pattern I'm going to be doing is the Woolen Honey Sweater by Drea Renee Knit, or Andrea Mowry. I'm pretty certain I'll have at least one skein left over. So yeah, I love the design on this one. All I can really do is show you based on the picture. It's this stuff that's intriguing me, and that's what I really want to get to. So I printed this out before I pretty much started going all digital with my patterns. I pretty much put it on my iPad and with my Apple Pencil. I highlight and mark up the digital pattern like crazy. So I don't really need the paper instructions anymore. But I didn't really start fully using this until I got to the olive leaf sweater. Because before that I had the printed instructions for the pattern. And when I did that, it was fine. But then, of course, if you leave the physical pattern behind, you're kind of screwed. So usually so then I decided, okay, so why don't I start, because I had downloaded an app called GoodNotes, and which is basically like a PDF markup program. I guess it's kind of what I call it. You can get, and so they're like, okay, so if I'm using that and I can do things like highlight, I can write, I can erase, I can do all of that kind of stuff, why don't I use it for my knitting patterns? So I do. I find it much more convenient. It's very rare I go anywhere without my iPad, like unless I'm like, oh, I'm going grocery shopping, I won't bring my iPad for that. But for just about everything else, anywhere else I go, it comes with me anyway, so it works out well. So that is definitely going to be started soon. I'm not certain if I'm going to actually start it until the end of the summer stock camp knit along. That's probably going to be the case. So let's see now. Yeah, so I got one sock work in progress. I should have it finished definitely by Saturday. That's my cutoff date, because I want my needles clear to be able to work on my sock week projects. And then on top of that, then I have at least two more. No, yeah, because I also have my self-striping yarn, Christmas at the Gilmores from Era 51 Fibers. I also have that. And we'll just see where we go from there. So yeah, we know the double helix is not going to be happening. Most likely will not be a part of this knit along at all. The other one that I have to do, I would show you the yarn, but it kind of on the previous takes, it kind of rolled over and fell into a crevice over there for Mud Punch yarn. The colorway, oh, just like a circus. That's it. I hadn't fully decided what I was going to do with it, but I showed you the diagrams of what I was going to do. But guess what? She had an update on over the weekend, and I got it. So there are two skeins coming in from Mud Punch yarns that I'm hoping for. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm assuming by the end of this week they should be here. So I got two skeins coming in because apparently I can't just order one. And then afterwards, on top of that, I also saw an update for polka dot yarns. I had seen the stuff that they had dyed before, and I really liked it on Instagram. So I ordered a skein. So that should be coming hopefully by the end of this week as well. I'm just waiting. Unfortunately, neither one of the packages had tracking on it as the option for the shipping option that I picked. So really, I can't blame anybody but myself. But it's like one of those, is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? At least I can't be checking my apps every 2 seconds to see how far it's reached, because since I have no tracking number, I can't really do that. So it keeps that level of stress away from me. So I'll probably go and check for it in the mailbox just to see, because I honestly, I think the earliest I could possibly get it is like Thursday, according to what I've seen for how long it takes for parcels to come from that part of the country to here. So it's gonna take some time, but hopefully by next week, by the time I show it, by the time I bring it here, by the time I start, let's try this again. Hopefully by next week, by the time I start recording the next episode, it will be here and I'll be able to show it off. So yeah, that takes care of that. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? I got to talk about year of projects. Yeah, so we'll start with that. So many years ago, I participated in this knit along called Year of Projects. Sorry, let me be more specific. It is a blogging / crafting challenge. So you have a year to do whatever kind of projects that you plan on doing. Sometimes people put up like a full list of, oh, I'm going to be working on this. Some people just use it as a tracking as to what they are currently working on throughout the year and that kind of stuff. It usually starts in July and goes until the next July. So I actually started going back on the Ravelry forum. It's been a while since I had been there, and I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I enjoy doing that. And I'm like, oh, it's coming up to the time for it. Maybe I should do it. So I did. So I'm gonna put the link for the for my first update below and on screen. So far I got a very nice positive response to my first entry, which is great. So yeah, I'm happy with how that went. I had a lot of fun working on it. I'm currently working on the second update. So if you want to see, yeah, the link will be down there below. Yeah, and there's also a lot of other people who are doing it. I'll also put the Ravelry link to the forum. That's also what I'm going to do. Let's see, what else has happened? Last week, Thursday? Yes, last week, Thursday, was Canada Day. It was one of those rare times my mom actually has a holiday off from work. So I had talked to her earlier on in the week about, just doing a drive out. It's not something that we do very often, but we used to do it a lot more frequently. We do things like, go drive north on Yonge Street, see how far we go type of thing. Oh, let's drive out to Niagara and all that kind of stuff. So this time, we went to Niagara on the lake. I hadn't done that or really noticed myself doing that in ages. So we ended up actually taking a couple of our cousins and two of their grandchildren along with us. It was a nice trip. Got myself all comfy. I had my knitting project to work on. I had my snacks in my bag. My mother cooked up a storm because that's what she does on a regular basis. Because she doesn't eat any outside food. So if she doesn't make it, she doesn't trust it. But that's just the way my mother always has been. Yeah, it was a fun trip. It was nice to get out. Windows down. No music blaring because my phone decided it did not want to connect with the radio properly, and it kept chipping out before it could even get to a point where I could even get to select a song. So I just said, forget it. I put my headphones on and I listened to my podcast while they had some kind of debate going on in the car. I didn't have to listen to the debate. Yeah, that went along well. It was nice getting to spend some time with some of my younger cousins. Yeah. And then we came home. We just missed the major rainstorm. Like, we actually got into the car and we were driving away, and not even half of the way there, the car, it just rained and rained and rained. So we made it home. By the time we actually got home and we're getting out of the car, apparently in Toronto it didn't rain, even though they were predicting it for quite some time and for like all of Thursday, but it didn't rain. Not in Toronto. I don't know why. But I'm not complaining. So there's that. I'm trying to think of what else. In a sense, I kind of became a plant mama. I needed to make up an order to get free shipping for something for something I wanted to order, and I got myself a basil plant from Indigo because it was on clearance. So the price worked out great. $3.50. Can't complain. If I kill the thing, then so what? So I decided to give it a try. I think it's doing pretty well. But because I have never been good at plants, it comes in a little cup. I'm going to put up a few pictures of it. So I specifically read the instructions before I started, trying to take care of it. And it was, water every such and such amount of days. I'm like, okay. So first thing I did, I actually made myself appointments on my Apple calendar just to say, okay, every 4 days at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get an alarm on my phone that says, water the plant. And this is how much you water it. So it's been growing pretty good. It has not tried to die. It's poking through. It's fighting for life. I'm happy about that. I was looking to see if they had any more because honestly, ever since I was younger, if I was going to try growing a plant, there's not going to be that many that I was going to do. I wanted to do a pear tree. Maybe one day for that one. And herbs, because it feels like they're small enough to still be able to do it, and they don't take up that much room. So, sorry, if I want to do it on like a windowsill, it should be, you know, perfectly fine. So this one is currently living on the windowsill in the upstairs kitchen because it gets a lot of natural light that way. And like the bamboo plant that we used to have there before, because of where it's located, for washing the dishes or washing your hands, oh, it looks like it could use some water. Let me just add some in. And it worked out very well. And then somebody decided to move the plant, and then it didn't do so well because it wasn't in my line of vision, so I never noticed it. Yeah. So I talked to the primary user of that kitchen. She's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead. So she's okay. The plant will not move. I'm not going to let the plant move. I need my basil. Eventually I will cook with it when it's, you know, bigger and all of that kind of stuff, but it's doing very well. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. However, due to the prepping for the Year of Projects blog #1, I did pull out a lot of projects that I need to finish on, like the rose cardigan, still waiting to be finished to be seen together. It's currently being held together by light bulb stitch markers. I was wondering where they went to. That's where they are, holding my project together. I pulled out, no, the socks that I have are not stuff to worry about, with the exception of the intertwined socks by Tina Kitty Out, I think is her name, or Kied Out. So I finished the first sock quite some time ago. I haven't cast on the second one yet. That's another one I gotta finish. I may just wait until after the knit along is done to finish up any leftover socks. I may make the exception for the Dreaming in Paris socks, because for those ones specifically, it's not that much work to do. But I know it's not that much work. Yeah, I may just leave those ones for after the knit along is done and just continue working with what I got now. Because adding extra knitting product delays what I can put in for the knit along. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. So I am going to go pause this thing. I'm going to rest for a bit. Probably do some knitting and then edit and upload this episode, because right now I just feel so tired, and I'm happy that my timer has gone for over 20 minutes and it hasn't decided to shut itself off. I really don't know what was up with my camera, but it's not anything to worry about now because it seems to be working. So that is everything for today. Thank you for watching and spending your crafting time with me. Have a good day. Bye.